Okay, so this is step 5, and this is where we pull together the two ingredients that we did in step 3 and step 4. One of which was the scale pattern, and the other was the rhythmic phrasing. Okay, and essentially this is what I refer to in the book as kind of like painting by numbers. So what we're going to do is in the book at this point, we've done a lot of different rhythmic phrases and a lot of different scale patterns going down and up as well. And essentially, if you start sticking them together, what you're going to do is you're going to generate. It's going to create a melodic phrase. Okay, again, no Grammys being handed out here, but it's a phrase that's 2-bar phrase. It sounds a bit like jazz. It probably lacks a bit of embellishment that we can add later. But what we've got is the core, the essence, the raw materials of a nice 2-bar phrase using rhythmic language and our minor pentatonic scale, but without just going up and down the scale. Yeah, and so we're just embedding this. And again, this is something I think that takes quite a bit of work. So again, I would do some in the lessons and then send the students home with plenty of work. Again, in the book, there's loads and loads of these. And if you combine them, there's hundreds of variations, but you don't need to go through all that before you then improvise. That's the next point as well. Now, there are 2 essential ways of doing this, right? So we've got a rhythmic phrase and we've got a scale pattern. So what we can do is we can take that scale pattern and apply different rhythms to it. Okay, and this is why I've done it like this in the book. It all fits. It all kind of works out. Okay, so we take that first scale pattern that we learn, and we'll alter the rhythmic phrasing of that to match some of the rhythmic phrases we've already learned. Okay, so let's try the first one. 5A, here we go. So we're applying a rhythm to the scale pattern. And again, we can just listen. Yeah, you see what's happening there? We're taking that scale pattern and we've applied the rhythm. Okay, now in the book we can then apply that to apply different rhythms to that same scale pattern. The other option is you take the same rhythm, you work on one rhythm and you apply the different scale patterns to that. So again, we're really rinsing out all that material that we've learned. We've got a few things that we've worked on, but we've really worked on them a lot. We've really integrated them with each other and we've really got very familiar with those ingredients, with that raw material. And so what we're finding now is we're starting to generate 2-bar melodic phrases. Okay, then the final step is what we're going to do is we're going to apply a question and answer phrasing. Well, we'll get to that, but at this point what we've got is established some really strong foundations, some strong basis of what our improvising should sound like. And ideally what our improvising should sound like is it should sound like musical phrases, yeah? Not just a random string of notes. Yeah, that's what we don't want. We want to sound like we're playing music when we're improvising. Okay? So embedding this idea of these simple 2-bar phrases with this rhythmic language is really going to help. So at this point, what I would do is I would get them actually improvising on that as well. So maybe do a few on the scale pattern with the different rhythms, and then get them to play their rhythms. So this is very important actually. So the student only has to deal with one element at a time, okay, when they're improvising. Because if there's too many things, if there's too many variables, it overloads them. So you need to have a constant and then you add a variable. So the first step is, as I said, we take that scale pattern. By that point, it should be very familiar under their fingers. We've done a few rhythmic phrases, and now we say, okay, now you make some up, okay? And maybe again with the student, we could go backwards and forwards with the teacher and the student, okay? It's part 2. Take one rhythmic phrase, apply some scale patterns, and then see if they can make up some different melodies using that rhythm. Okay, does that make sense? I think I don't want to labour that, but there we go. Okay, good. So that's step 5. and we'll do the final step in the next video. I'll see you in there.